Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Rosemary Levesque, your host, and I have with me today several, wonderful people who all like Avini. And I'm sure that if you are watching this as a recording, you like Avini too, or you want to learn more. And that's really the purpose, the purpose of this call is to support you guys in uh, representing yourself, how you use the products, how you talk about the products, and how you help people, even the ones who are saying no in a very big way. And that is actually the focus of our call today is fear of healing. And I would say most people do not say that they are afraid to heal. Would you agree? When I say fear of healing to you, what does that mean to you? What does that sound like to you? Fear of healing.
I think that a lot of people don't realize that they could heal. And I think that's the biggest thing. We're in denial. I think we're in denial. We're like, oh, I'm okay. I'm fine. Why do I need that? Why do I want to do that?
Totally. And there's nothing wrong with me, right? Like you said, Alita, I'm fine, right? The doctor, I go to my doctor every year. They might say, I don't, but a person might say, I go to my doctor every year, or I take my animal to the vet every year, and all the blood work is fine, and nothing's coming back wrong. I'm fine until you're not, right? And you might be not fine in very subtle ways. And I've learned the hard way about being not fine in very subtle ways. I see this with animals most often. They might be sleeping a little longer. They might be not engaged in conversations and, for the dog, they might not be underfoot in the kitchen when you're preparing a meal. They might not want to walk as far. They might be itchy, scratchy, stinky, losing fur. There are lots of subtle things that people call normal when it comes to dogs, right? Here we are talking about dogs, and we have our animal expert here on the call with us today. It's not going to be an animal call, but I love talking about animals because it's so easy for us to relate to animals. For many of us, we have animals in our home, or we did at one point, and we understand the love people have for their animals. And when do people go to the doctor, or when do people take their animal to the vet? When? When do they do that?
Sick.
Sick.
Sick. Yeah, when a person is sick or when the animal is sick, won't eat, throwing up, collapsed, blood in the urine, just multitudes of things that become obvious, not subtle. When things become obvious, it's probably a little on the late side, right? Because it's so much easier to be healthy and to be in a healing mode when you're feeling pretty good. It's a whole lot harder to think about healing if you don't feel good, right? Because then fear sets in, worry sets in. Oh, I'm worried. What is the doctor going to prescribe? What tests are going to be done? How much is it going to cost? How much is it going to hurt? How much work am I going to miss? There's a whole list of questions that people have, and it's just occupying their brain, their very busy brain, on worry and fear. Yeah. Bev, can you talk a little bit about what you experienced in your nursing years in the emergency room? And for people who do not know Bev, if you're watching this recording, Bev is our resident expert in the medical field who brings to this call just a new perspective on health and healing and business, especially with Avini. So Bev, please reach into your memories about working in the ER and working as a nurse. What was it like from your perspective for people who were coming in with an emergency?
Well, mostly in ER, they're concerned about not getting well. So they're wanting to be well. But if you're on a medical floor, sometimes you have people who don't want to get well because they're getting a lot of attention.
Oh,
And so they get a benefit from that. So you have the odd challenging person like that when you're working on wards. Yeah,
boy, you bring up an interesting perspective, Bev. Can we expand on that a little bit?
sure.
Yeah, okay. So these two categories, I'll just say two scenarios. There are so many scenarios, but two medical scenarios. People who are in the emergency room because there is some kind of a crisis going on, either an injury, an accident, bleeding, the throwing up, the diarrhea, the can't do something, can't walk, can't something, right? And there's that scenario, the emergency scenario. What is happening to me? Fix it, right? Stop the bleeding, get them hydrated, get them moving again, right? That's a scary, scary, acute situation. The other situation you brought up is probably more common. Now, you saw it with people who were in the hospital, checked in on the medical floor, as you said. But there are chronic situations of people who are not admitted to the hospital, but they have something going on. And people are bringing them meals, they're taking them to their doctor appointments, they are getting calls. How are you feeling today, mom, sis, whoever, right? Yeah. Am I getting this right, Bev?
Yes, yeah.
So we've got these two scenarios. Which one do you think has more of a drive to get well?
The emergency.
The emergency, right? Because this is new information for them. This is a sudden thing that they're bleeding, they can't walk, whatever it is, they're unconscious. That's a sudden thing. They want to get well really fast. They want to get out of there. They might even hate hospitals, but they're there because they have to be there. It's an emergency.
Yeah, seniors, I found they went there as a last resort. The older generation, yeah, they felt that if they ended up in the hospital, they were going to, that was it. But the times have changed, and now you get someone, young people with an abdominal pain or abdominal discomfort phoning an ambulance. I mean, that never happened in my day, unless they had a twisted bell or something. It's just, yeah. So it's a totally different mind shift now.
Really, I didn't realize that a younger generation. Now, what age group are you talking about here? The younger generation.
20s now.
Okay, people in their 20s who have an abdominal ache are more likely to seek medical help. It's scary to them.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but instead of getting someone to take them, they'll call an ambulance. I mean, it's just a different fear factor or something.
Really? Okay. I wasn't aware of that. All right.
Well, of course, there's some people up here don't have to pay for ambulance, and some do. So
Okay, when she says up here, she's in Canada, so she's got a whole different system going on. Anybody around here in the States calling for an ambulance will likely either have to pay for it or have their insurance pay for it. So there's
Don't take an ambulance.
Big difference. Yeah.
yeah.
They
And
don't to because of the cost.
the cost, right? They would probably rather drive themselves than take an ambulance, but they'd still end up in the emergency room. They still want emergent care. They want some sort of help. in that situation. A doctor won't take them, very likely. Doctors want appointments. And if it's an emergency, they'll tell you to go to emergent care.
Mhm.
That's what they'll do. Okay, so you've got these scenarios, people who are getting some kind of prescriptive, chronic, constant care, and the other ones who are in emergent care who want to get well, and the ones who are chronic who are, I don't know, maybe are they okay? I don't want to assume anything. Do they feel like they're maybe okay with what they're at, with what they have, with the path that they're on? They're being cared for. Hey, my doctor's got this, no problem. I'm on these medications and I'm following this. And yeah. Marilyn, you had an experience recently. Would you be willing to share a little bit about, without saying any names or identifying people, would you be willing to share?
Yes,
Yeah, okay.
I would be happy to. I have a friend. We had our Christmas party the other day, and I'm a realtor, and there's an office full of realtors, and one of the gals, a very successful, and her husband. Of course, everybody was there, but she wasn't. So I said to her husband, "Gosh, what happened to Patty? Is she out taking a listing or whatever?" And he said, "No, she's just not feeling good." And then he kind of smiled and he said, "In fact, I have to pick up some Pedialyte on my way home, if you know what I mean." So basically, she was having some problems that way. And so anyway, I had emailed her because to say how I missed her and hope she was feeling better. And I actually sent her a video. And anyway, she said, "Here, I'm just going to read it to you. Thank you, Marilyn. I still need to closely follow my doctor's regimen. I got sick because he increased 2 of my meds extremely. One was magnesium because I was depleted in that. But it gave me extreme runs because he put me on 800 mgs of magnesium, which my body couldn't handle." And so I, tried to suggest that, maybe we had some things that would help her, but that basically was her answer. "Thank you, Marilyn, but I'm following my
Okay.
doctor's,
All right. Wow. Okay. So the doctor messed up and gave her something that was too much for her. And she says, "That's okay. I'm going to be with my doctor because he's got this."
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Because the doctor knows best.
Yeah. Well, of course. Now, Marcy, our beloved Marcy, said something on the call last night that I thought was, of course, she said so many things that were wonderful. I sent a link to you, Star, and you, Carolyn, and I'll send it to
good.
you,
It
Lita,
was
if
good.
you like as well. But Marcy said, if you are talking to, and she used the word big fish. Okay. First, before I say any more, what is a big fish in the Avini world, in network marketing, in any language? What is a big fish?
A leader,
A leader, right?
top leader,
Somebody who
top
has,
leader.
yeah, somebody who has influence, an influencer, who knows a lot of people, who could really, affect change in the world. That would be a big fish, right? She said, you don't get the big fish, or the way you get the big fish is by helping them help somebody they love. Bev, are you able to expand on that for us? Do you remember her saying that?
Yes, I do. And she was talking about sometimes you might have a doctor or physician and you can't reach them.
Mhm.
And up here that they won't recommend because they would lose their license. I don't know how it is in the States, but that's what it is in Canada, or has been. And but if you happen to help save their mother's life or save their brother or sister's life, then you have influence on them, and maybe they will send you people that they can't help, and they know they can't help, and at least they would think that you could try. And yeah, so that's how you do it, is you help somebody that's close to them, that they care about.
Yeah, that actually, excuse me, that, wow, where'd that go? That actually happened to me when I was helping Ginger. Hang on, there's something here. My dog, who survived the unsurvivable when her spleen ruptured and she had that blood problem, and they told us 16 to 60 days, and she got well. When she got well, we told our vet, and my husband put it into words that he understood. My husband said, "What would you do if there were an all-natural product that could remove heavy metals and target bad cells?" I'm pretty sure he used another word rather than bad cells. And the vet we had, what a good guy. He said he waited half a breath. He said, "I'd patent it." That's what he, but what he ended up doing was sending me people who were in a really tough situation, people he couldn't help because they're animals. They couldn't help their animals. They were beyond it. And he was not an oncology vet. There are oncology vets now, and they have specialized. But back then, I don't know if it was that specialized a field that many years ago, almost 20 years ago. And so that vet would send some of his clients to me, and I would help them. And that's kind of what we're looking for, is how can we help the ones that, we can't help them because they're going to lose their license, but can we help somebody they love? I want to get back to our main focus, though, of what I said our topic was going to be. Don't be afraid of healing, or what is this fear of healing, right? Because we had two scenarios that Bev brought up, the emergency ones, and they want to heal. They want to get better really fast. That's a new situation for them, very likely. And the ones who are chronic, and they're status quo. They've gotten used to their situation. But I will share with you a little bed of crystals that I have. I'm just going to show them to you real quick. They're this one. Star knows these because she's met them before. And then there's this beautiful quartz with chlorite. It's a chlorite. There's green and red algae in it. And there's a Lemurian quartz. Isn't that gorgeous, right? They're all really pretty. Here's another really pretty one. This is aquamarine, pretty, right? And then I had this one. Gorgeous, right? It's a quartz. It's a double terminated Tibetan quartz with green. It's so dark that it looks black, but it's green tourmaline in it. And when I did a session for somebody in Sedona when I was visiting there, he went through all the other crystals first and held them each, and we talked, and I did all my magic that I do, and then there was this crystal remaining, and he didn't want to pick it up, and I said, "Oh, it's really fine. Here, hold it." And he was fine. He was afraid of it, he said. That's why he waited until the last. He said he was afraid of it. And what I said to him was, don't ever be afraid of healing. Because even though this looks ominous, it's really powerful. It looks ominous, right? It's got all this stuff.
Beautiful.
It's gorgeous, yeah. And it's very powerful. But he had some fear of healing. He had some fear of taking that step. He had to be assured that it wasn't going to hurt him, because he was in a situation where he could be hurt. right? He felt vulnerable, in other words. And so we have to understand that some people we talk to are feeling very vulnerable, including Marilyn's friend. She feels vulnerable, which is why she's going with the authority that she knows rather than the one she doesn't know. And so all we can do is try to erase or eliminate or lessen that fear so that people feel that they can actually do some healing. And we are at a unique point in time on the astrological calendar. We are at the solstice. We are at a point where everything's even, day and night, even, darkness, light, length of day, length of night, they're the same, right? And even though we are just going into winter, the water element of winter, we're just going into that. People think, oh, winter, cold, dark, right? But in truth, the nights, the dark times are as long as they're going to get. They're not going to get any longer. Now we are moving into light. So you see, there's a perception of, ooh, winter, dark, cold, go inside. Okay, you can do that, but don't be afraid of the dark because it's getting light. We are coming into the season of light, and this is what the solstice is about. So do you have your Detoxolite cell defender on hand? I want to show you something about eliminating fear. Yeah, good. Okay. Some people are afraid and they say, oh, I'm allergic. I'm allergic to everything. I am afraid that if I take this, I will have an allergic reaction. Or it's for detox. I'm afraid I will have a detox reaction. There's a fear of healing. In other words, they're okay with being allergic to everything in the world. They just have to live their life in fear of something triggering and some kind of reaction, an anaphylactic reaction with their throat closing perhaps, or their a rash breaking out, or throwing up, or stomach upset, whatever their reaction is that's allergic, they're afraid. And so we can remove fear very simply by either in their presence doing this for them or having them do it themselves while you're on a Zoom call or on the phone. Put a drop right there on your wrist. Go ahead, everybody, put a drop on your wrist right now. And you can spread it around if you want. Now that's going right into your bloodstream because where you put it there, that skin is very thin. Yes. And it's everything, it goes through the skin. So you're getting it into your system right away. One drop. Can we help reduce or eliminate the fear by applying a single drop of our cell defender or having them do it themselves and seeing if there's anything going on? It's kind of like an allergy test, isn't it? Isn't that kind of how allergy
Yeah.
tests are done? Yeah, they expose you to something to see if there's a reaction, and you can even read labels. You know, if your skin is sensitive, make sure you try this on a small patch of skin first to see if you have an allergic reaction before using the product. Now, our product doesn't say that, but there are, you know, like some cosmetic products are like that, or hair products like that. Yeah. So applying it there and then calling them up the next day and saying, well, did you have an allergic reaction? Did anything go wrong? Did you notice anything? Right? No, nothing's wrong. I didn't notice anything. I didn't get a benefit. Okay, but you didn't hurt, right? Nothing happened. Nothing hurt. So I'm going to show you that was just kind of a basic anointing to the wrist, kind of an easy, everybody understands this to show it, but I'm going to show you something even more magical right now. Are you open to that? Because it is the solstice. Yeah. So take a few drops and put it into your hand. So I've got about 5 drops here, 5 or 6 drops. And have an intention in mind of what it means for you to be coming into light, to manifest that light inside you, to embody the light that is coming forward. Can you do this in ceremony with a very pure crystal? Now, I showed you a really pure crystal, right? This is quartz, Lemurian quartz. It's just quartz. It's basically silicon dioxide. That's it. So it's silicon and oxygen, basically. But what you have in the palm of your hand is a silicate. It is a silicate mineral that has been cleaned. It is a crystal. It is the foundation. I mean, it might have looked something, crystalline like this, or like a diamond, or here's another piece of quartz like this. So it's a silicate, very much like the ones that I showed you, but this one has been cleaned. So we're going to ask, right? Ask our guides, ask spirit, ask the light, ask whomever you want who is of goodness and light to bring light into you. And so it's an anointing. Have this thought in mind, dip your finger into the palm of your hand, into that little puddle, anoint your third eye with gratitude. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I receive the light. Thank you, thank you. Now the crown of your head, dip, crown of your head. Thank you, thank you. I receive the light. Thank you, thank you. Dip again. Let's do the heart. I have a tight neck on. Thank you, thank you. I receive the light. Thank you, thank you. How about the back of your neck? Anoint the back of your neck. There's a little portal back there where you are receiving light and information. Thank you. I embody and receive this light. Thank you, thank you. You can do the bottom of your feet. And if there's anything left, go ahead and lick it. Thank you, thank you. I receive the light. And just feel your whole body lighting up like a chandelier. So this is the embodiment of the purest form of this crystal of detoxolite. It has a name, detoxolite. It is a kind of zeolite. It is clinoptilolite, but it's not the raw clinoptilolite that is found in nature anymore. It's not that, because it has been cleaned and it has been purified in more than 30 steps, and it has been made tiny, so it's like tiny little kidneys going through your blood, cleaning up all the toxins and bringing in the light. This is what animals have told me, is when they take this product, they feel like they are lighting up. So if you can imagine that inside you, instead of thinking about the fear, thinking about what's wrong, imagine the light coming in. Okay, now you've really got something. So there's no more fear of healing if you are actively participating in your healing. If you're making a decision to not go down the road of that everybody else has gone down and suffered consequences of bad diagnoses or poor medications or too much of something or too little of something or too late of something. We can take a different path. We can embody light in ceremony and then ask for the kind of guidance that I'm saying pray. Talk to your guides about this and ask for help. This help will come in the form of dreams. It'll come in the form of meditation. It'll come in the form of a phone call from a friend or a conversation with a stranger. And if you have a conversation with a stranger, they might look like this. They might look big, dark, They might feel powerful. They might feel like, oh, that's too much, right? But that's what your stranger may look like. Or your stranger may be carrying this. And so allow your curiosity to come through so that you eliminate that fear of healing. And that's really what we're talking about, the fear of healing, because people do have a fear of it.
Mhm.
They just don't know it, right? I'm going to open it up for some conversation and questions. And if you have something you want to talk about here, we're still recording. And if you want me to stop the recording, I'd be happy to do that too. Bev, what should we talk about as we wind down the year in Avini?
Well, what I always like to talk about business. Now is the time that people are looking at the goals that they want to do and what they want to accomplish for next year. And so as you are doing that and you're opening yourself up and we're praying, but what you want to do is say, okay, this is my intention for next year, and this is where I want to be, and this is what I'm going to do. And that's, and then we can help break it down to what needs to be done when it comes to the business, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's something to think about, and how you can look at each area of your life and how you want to time manage it, and what you want your goal is, and then figure out how much time you have, what your goal is, and how much time that will take. Yeah.
Wow, this is a huge topic, Bev, and I'm really glad you put it up. It's huge. You squeezed it all in 30 seconds or 40 seconds. And can I break it down a little bit right now?
Yes, please do.
Okay, because the stuff that comes out of Bev's mouth is just, you could write a book on one sentence that she says. All right, so we've opened things up that we have done right now. We have just opened the door, and now we're ready to step through into, I'm rhyming, 2024. We opened the door
Wow.
into 2024. What does that look like? What does that feel like? How does that manifest for you and for others around you? What is your goal? Is your goal to help more people? Is your goal to be able to buy groceries or replace the car that you got rear-ended with? Or is your goal to feel healthier in your body? Is your goal to reach out and to connect to more people, whether they become Avini members or not, kind of doesn't matter. Do you really want to make more connections? Is that a goal? These are all worthy goals. These are wonderful goals, and so much better than, sitting at home watching Netflix. No judgment. I do that too. I watch Netflix. But I love reaching out to people. I love getting a text back. I love knowing that if I have an answer that can help somebody, I just have to, be the lighthouse, be visible for them so that they can get an answer. And I'm really quick to respond. So think about what that looks like for you now that you've opened the door and you're filling yourself with light. What do you want? How about if everybody says a little of what they want? What do they want? It can be physical, emotional, spiritual. It can be financial. It can be love. What do you want? What do you want let's just have a short window, okay? What do you want first? What do you want next?
Abundant and good health for everyone.
Yeah, good health, right? Isn't that at the top of your list? It's kind of at the top of mine. I'm still
Mhm.
things. There's always something to fix, right?
So I might ask for everyone or for everyone in your house. So we need to narrow things down sometimes, because if we make it too broad, then we can't focus and make things happen.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Planned.
Star, you mean for you and people in your household, people you're.
Actually, I mean for the whole world. So
But
we
we
can
can't
narrow
control
it down to that.
Go big or go home.
Yeah, yeah, we can't
I would
control
love to see uh, a world where there were energy healers and they didn't, no one needed surgery and no one needed horrible things that are done to them, because I think in another 20 years, we're going to look back at some of the treatments just like we do now of bloodletting with leeches to realize how horrible it is. And it's all done in the name of healing.
Oh, the original Star Trek series, right? With Dr.
I love that.
Yeah, he scans everybody with a little
Mhm.
scanning device and he says, "Oh, so barbaric, everything that they did
Yeah.
in our day and age, but
Actually, my surgeon did that with his cell phone to me, and he said, I wish I could do this.
yes, right.
it.
Of course, people who are sensitive to energy do that.
Mm-hmm.
I do that. I mean, spirit tells me, and I can see the
Yep.
bad cells, and I can see the trauma, I can feel the stress, I can feel the pain. Okay, so we want more of that. We want more sensitivity in the world. If we're thinking too much, that's where fear comes from. Thinking too much. You're trying to reason it out, you're trying to get an answer, you're worried about something. That's the thinking brain, that's the ego brain. So letting go of that, bringing in more light for the intuitive brain allows you to tune in to your body and say, that food doesn't feel good in my body. I'm not going to eat that anymore. I'm going to eat this instead because this, I feel like I have more energy. I feel like it works better with my body. That kind of sensitivity, amazing, fabulous. Yes. Take a course on energy healing, and when you are using our cell defender, you're going to also remove the heavy metals that are in the way of your intuitive self. You want to be more intuitive? Get rid of your heavy metals. You want to be more sensitive and tune in to the needs of other people? Metals, you do your work first. You clean up your stuff first. And what does that look like for cleaning up yourself? How much? How often? What do you have to do to clean up?
Excuse me.
Ev, do you want to answer the medical way, the non-medical way? How do we clean up?
Well, we want to have a shower on the inside as well as on the outside. So that's where our Detoxolite comes in. We can clean up the inside so a healthier, cleaner body heals itself.
There you go. You don't have to be afraid of healing because the body already knows how to heal. It's good at it. Our body is good at healing. Who gets in the way of healing? We do. We get in our own way. So what are you afraid of? You should be afraid of the patterns and the beliefs that you have that are keeping you from making intuitive decisions to say, well, yeah, I know we're coming into the holiday season. Oh, there are Christmas cookies and candies and blah, blah. Are you eating like that all the time? Well, maybe that's not a good decision, right? How does it feel in your body when you eat all that stuff, right? So get rid of your parasites, get rid of your sugar cravings, get rid of your yeast, get rid of your heavy metals, take that shower on the inside with our cell defender drops so that you can be more intuitive, so that your body can remember how to heal, because it's really good at healing. We want to get out of our own way. Yeah?
So, Rosemary,
Yes, Marilyn.
um, one of the things that Marcy said that really resonated with me on that call, because you had just asked, what are your thoughts? What do you want to do, for the new year? I want to learn. And not only learn, I need to retain what I learned if I have to write it down and keep referring to it. But she said something about like when you're on a flight and the stewardess or the what is it, the flight attendant shows you how to use the mask, and she'll tell everyone there, use it first. If you have a small child, you use it first because you've got to be able to help other people. So if I use the products and I learn how to use it, then I can teach other people how to do it.
Yep.
You only
That's-
need two things, Marilyn. You only need two things. You're doing them both. The first thing is you need to use the products.
Yeah,
Yeah, you have to be a product of the products. You use the products, you get cleaner, you get healthier,
Mhm.
get your own testimonies. You're doing that. And maybe have the bottle out. Have it out on your desk.
I
Have it,
do.
yeah, have it out when you're eating, when you're out to dinner or lunch. Have it out. Visibly take it so that other people can see it. All right. So you are using these products. The other thing is having your cell phone handy so you can call me or call Bev,
Mhm.
because you don't have to know everything. I've been doing this stuff for almost 18 years. I don't know everything, but I know Marcy's phone number. I know Bev's phone number. I mean, my phone remembers. I punched the button, right? You don't have to know everything. You just have to know the number of somebody who knows everything. That's it. Yeah, those two
Yeah.
things. Use the product, know my number. Got it?
Mhm.
Got it.
Got it. And then smile, care. Oh, let's check. I smile, check, I care. Open your mouth and tell somebody about it. Check. Bring them in on our secret, because it's kind of a secret. Bev, do you have any idea how many people are involved in Avini? How many members we have?
7,000.
I think it's around there, yeah. Around 7,000 people who are members.
Yeah.
And that's growing pretty quickly, because last I heard it was around 6,000 or 6,500. So we've
Yeah.
grown exponentially since then. But how many people are in the world? Well, let's just say North America. I don't know, millions, right? Millions. And we've only touched the lives of a few thousand people. We've got some work to do here. We have to share our secret. You don't have to know everything about it. You have to use it. You have to know why you're using it, right? Why are you using it? Alita, why are you using these products?
Basically because there are so many toxins in this world, free radicals, that I'm just basically using it for maintenance.
Yeah.
I really personally don't have a testimony, but my big thing is I want to hear more testimonies,
Yes.
not just for animals, but for people in their situation of every single situation that we can acquire in our bodies. Autism is a big one. I know 3 people who have kids or a granddaughter that has autism.
Oh,
Now, I can tell them what I know, but I need more.
okay. Well, let's give you more right now. All right. Let's give you more. Bev, you can speak about autism, can't you?
Well, I was just going to say that Marcy is the expert because she worked with the doctor and they had 600 patients and every one of them, the only one that there was one that didn't work with, and that's because the patient didn't take it. The mother had left the patient to take it. And the patient did not take it, but all the other 599 had results, and that child had results too. Once the mother caught on, the child wasn't taking it. So it's I actually had her on a call, and I believe I recorded it. And sometime later we could just or maybe I could even I'll look for the call and because it was great what she had to say, and on a personal level, on a three-way. So if you've got someone, it would be great if you got her on a three-way, because then you could learn a lot.
That's right.
And
So you
she's
could
so full of information.
put that call into Dropbox, right?
Mhm.
Send the link or send me the link and I'll send it to Alita. We also have resources on the app that we are all using, I hope, on excuse me, on the Avini Advantage app on your phone. We also have resources on avinihealthtraining.com. Avinihealthtraining.com actually has videos, video testimonies for families with autistic kids that remember the little boy, and Alexis is the mother, and the little boy was 6 years old. It tore the family apart because he was violent to the other siblings, the older siblings, and violent to himself. And they were being kicked out of school. They couldn't keep him in school. It had caused the family to split apart. It was a dire situation. It was the worst of the worst of the worst. And somebody shared a secret with them. Here, try this. There was nothing to lose, nothing to lose. And so they started giving the boy these drops, and he went from nonverbal to speaking. He went from violent to nonviolent in a very short window of time. Now, Thane also has been working with autistic children. His testimonies are also on avinihealthtraining.com. So if you're looking for testimonies, they are also by category in the resources. You can find something on dialysis. You can find something on bad cells. You can find something on lots of those problems. You just have to be willing to sift through it, watch it, learn, and share it. You can share the link because these are shareable links. You want
I
an answer, you got an answer.
I have one lady who she was going to quit the product, but she didn't. She was started it, and because she expected results just like medicine, it doesn't quite work that way, as we all know. And anyway, I encouraged her to persist, and her child, she just was beside herself because she had tried everything. And so she persisted, and of course she had to go up slowly because anyway, so we got them on 10 drops in the morning and 10 at night, because so she could control it. And now we're getting a little more. So anyway, the child is actually getting letters home from the teacher in school because he's not as aggressive. He is, besides autism, he has ADHD, and he just bounces everywhere, and he causes all kinds of commotions, and they have a hard time with him. But he is now not as Rosemary said, not as aggressive, and she will not take him off it, and he asks for it. She can't believe that he actually asks for it. So it goes to show that once they're on it and they start feeling better, they want it.
Well, and my good friend Carol, who is not on this call tonight, but she watches all the recordings, she cares for a woman in her 30s with severe autism. She takes this woman into her home every day and cares for her throughout the day. This woman was nonverbal. This woman was not able to interact. Well, last summer they went to Mexico, where she has family, and she participated in a family reunion. She knows how to speak a few words now. She can operate a CD player and a television. She is expressing her likes and her dislikes, what music she likes, what food she likes, and she's asking for these things. She's able to communicate where she was not able to communicate before. So here's a woman in her 30s with severe autism. She's gone through the system, mainstream system, And my friend Carol was able to convince the mother that this was something worth trying, and Carol was giving it to this young woman during the day when she was caring for the woman during the day. Now the mom is buying it. Now the mom believes in it because she's seen life-changing results. Has it completely reversed? Not yet, but wow, to go from nonverbal to verbal, to interacting, to expressing desires and personality. Okay, that's kind of what we're heading for, right? That's what we're hoping for. So, Alita, you can share this recording with your friends if you want. I know firsthand a woman who is caring for an autistic woman. So lots of resources available. I put a couple in the chat here. The avinihealthtraining.com is the one that's accessible to all Avini distributors, and the app also available to Avini distributors, where you can just go to your phone, go to, whatever Google Play Store or wherever it is, you find your app, and it's free. It comes from the company. It's connected to your Avini account. So you have to log in with your login information. You can put your contacts in there. You can send videos. You can send studies, information. You can send things to people, and they'll be connected to you. These are incredible, incredible products that we are obviously keeping to ourselves. We have to stop that and continue to share in any possible way. So step number one, listen. When you're in conversation with somebody, you want to listen. What's on their mind? What's worrying them? What are they afraid of? Ask if they're open. That's step number two. Are you open? I hear you. I understand. I used to feel that way too. And what I have found is this: feel, felt, found. So connecting, connect to people, because you have magic in you. You did light ceremony. You're coming into the light. And so use this tool, use this power that you have of being able to open your mouth and share something incredible. You know my phone number. You know how to reach me. You know how to reach Bev. You can reach each other. Let's help a few people get well this year. Yeah? Okay. Big goals. I have big goals. I hope you do too. How many people would like to be pick a crystal, okay? Do you want to be a sapphire, a ruby, or an emerald or diamond in 2024? That's level
difference. I don't know the difference in all of those crystals.
Oh,
I know
okay.
that I know that they mean different things. That's all I know.
Right. So we start out with two metals, silver and gold. Gold's a little bit more valuable than silver. And then we get into crystal territory: sapphire, ruby, emerald, diamond. And each level has its own 3 levels within it. And I'll tell you what, let's follow Marcy's rules. Marcy has always said for years and years, as long as I've known her, make a mess, we'll clean it up later. Make a mess means talk to a lot of people, share the products, get everybody in and get them involved. And if you've got a few people in your holding tank, that's a really good mess to have. Now we'll strategize, we'll figure out who can help the next person. Let's make sure that everybody's helping everybody in our group, because when you help people in your group, it helps you. If you think, okay, I'm here, I'm going to be here, I'm only going to be here, well, you don't get there unless you help everybody. You help everybody, and then you raise the level for everybody. Bev, I know you want to say something about this because you're our business girl.
Well, it's so lovely. Our comp plan is just 1 page, so there's no gotchas there. And it's if you want to be a sapphire, which level you want to be at, this is how much money you'll make. Now, the nice thing is with it, all you need to do is say, okay, I want to make so much money. This is what I need to make every month. And you know, when the last depression was $500 a month would have helped a lot of people from going bankrupt. How many people are we going to be able to help and keep out of it this year? Because everyone is predicting this is going to be a terrible year for people. Because small business, I don't know down how it is down there, but up here, they're not extending the loans that people were given during COVID. So a lot of places are on the edge. Can we keep them from going over? That needs to be one of our goals. And how much do they need? And so all we need to do is look at this. And with this,
Yeah.
you can see how many customers you need and how many active distributors you need. And of course, we're blessed with only needing 3 legs, and we can help people. And if they want to make $500, well, we need to get them to Sapphire Apprentice so they make $550. So in this economy, with everything gone the way it is, they probably need $1,000 now.
Yep.
So if they want to make $1,000, we need to get them to Sapphire Executives. Sounds better.
Right. So every level has a name, but the activity that goes with it is how much money would make a difference for the person you're talking to. That's where we have to go. What do they need? Do you need $100 to buy groceries this week? Do you need $1,000 a month because you've got to pay your rent and you don't have enough income right now? You've got to have an extra 1,000 a month. Okay, well, we can see exactly what you need in order to get that done, so the company automatically will pay you for it. There are lots of bonuses in there. So that's where we're going with this. You know, the money seems to come when you help people. So it's not the other way around. It's going to come when you help people achieve their goals. So you've opened the door, we've asked, we've prayed, we've said, we're here, we're willing. Open your mouth, make the connection, know my phone number, know Bev's phone number, have your resources, and you're golden.
And one more thing.
Yes.
I'll be like Columbo, just one more thing. The commissions, that's what I was talking about. But if people say, oh, can't afford to buy an activation pack, say, bring 3 friends with you. And the way it's set up, this company, that pays for your kit. So your activation pack, and then they're getting well, plus they're making some money on it. So it's all around excellent. We're there for people. We want to help them. And we're there for each other. It's the community that we have that really makes it. And I love working with Rosemary. She's awesome, as y'all know. And with y'all, we do a lot of 3-ways, Rosemary and I, and it's great. It's fun working together.
Yes, I agree. Thank you. I do want to put one more fear out there, if that's okay. You okay with one more that holds people back? Because health was one of them, right? Fear of moving away from the doctor and the status quo. But the other one is, it comes with this solution, is the way we get it into people's hands. There are some people afraid of that method because they didn't buy it on Amazon, they didn't buy it from Walmart, they didn't get it out of the new, grocery store off the shelf. And so they're afraid that there's some kind of big commitment or pressure or scheme behind it. No scheme. Rick, our biochemist, says you will never find a shelf under my product. You'll always find a person behind it. And so we have to be that friendly face, that person who offers hope, and not trying to make a sale, but you know what? We have to make a sale, because if they don't buy it, how are they going to get it in their hands? How are they going to get it in their body? They have to say yes to something. And so we're going to leave it at that. Are you okay with me stopping the recording? Yeah, okay. Thank you so much, and I will post the recording with our blog. All right. Stop the recording. Yes.